She laughed like it cost her nothing, like I cost her nothing. Her mimosa caught the sunlight, glowing gold, gently chiming as she lifted it. Her nails matched the hue of every lie she told, red and glossy. "You're not leadership material," she said, that sharp little giggle laced into each word. "My ex? He's a step above you." I watched bubbles climb inside her glass, smiled, and poured her another. Then I handed her my resignation, crisp, folded with intention. Her laughter stumbled, just a beat too long. Then she took a sip, calm as if I were another budget cut. I excused myself with the kind of composure reserved for men walking out of burning buildings. Quiet, final. I even closed the door behind me. Her perfume lingered in the hallway, sweet, synthetic, and long past its prime. By the time she drained her second drink, I was already making moves she didn't realize were hers to lose. We'd shared everything, accounts, sheets, bloodlines, but she kept her secrets. So I started collecting mine. It began with silence. Too smooth, too staged. I left the room in spirit long, before I left in body. She didn't notice, or maybe she did. She stopped seeing a man when she looked at me, started talking like I was just staff. Her phone always face down. Her evening suddenly packed after 7 p.m. When she touched me, it was out of habit, not feeling. The shift wasn't loud, it was surgical. We were at a rooftop party for her company. She wore that black dress, the one she said she wore for me. He was there, tall, lean, charming in a way that felt mass-produced. The ex. She introduced us like we were applicants for a position she'd already filled. I offered a handshake. He gripped tighter. I smiled. He blinked first. That night, her kiss felt like checking a box. I lay beside a woman who no longer recognized my scent. My wife, the CEO. My wife, the performer. My wife, the executioner. I started with what was easy. Call histories, routines, deleted messages vanishing on a schedule, and a second phone line under her name. I never confronted. People like her thrive when underestimated. Her laptop was sealed with fingerprints. Her tablet? Careless. I waited until she passed out, low by her third drink, and pulled up the sync messages. "I miss your hands." He doesn't even see me. Too soft. Too safe. Then came the shirtless selfies from him. Replies from her, arched back, marked neck. I didn't react with fury. Fury is predictable. She was expecting fury. I gave her silence. While she laughed through her Zoom meetings, I was pulling bank records, surveillance shots, hotel bills disguised as client dinners, and swabs for DNA testing, mine, hers, and the unborn child we had once dreamed of. There was no child. There was never going to be. She'd had her tubes tied 3 months into the marriage. I found the invoice in her cloud drive, labeled wellness expense. Each fact I uncovered was another funeral for the man I used to be. Bit by bit, I laid him to rest. She was curled up in the living room, tablet in hand. I placed a manila envelope beside her mimosa. She looked up and smiled, until her eyes caught the seal. Her hand stopped halfway to her glass. "What's this?" "Quarterly review," I said. Inside were screenshots, timestamps, location data, clinic receipts, private investigator files, messages, a notarized divorce packet, my immediate resignation. She didn't say a word for a long time, just stare at the paper, like silence could undo ink. "This isn't." "You were right," I said, refilling her mimosa. "I'm not leadership material." I walked out before she could cry, if she even planned to. She called HR the next morning, voice thick with false urgency. "Why is there a divorce lawyer in your office?" she demanded. I know this because the lawyer let me hear the voicemail twice. She'd strutted into corporate HQ expecting a boardroom, found a deposition instead. When your CTO resigns and files for divorce on ground of fraud and deception, with receipts, you don't get notified. You get served. I'd already moved half our joint finances into a secure trust. The rest? She'd have to explain it to the auditors. I didn't stay to watch the fallout. I tracked it on LinkedIn. Her ex? Suddenly a consultant. Her? On sabbatical. No press release. No farewell drinks. Just a quiet delete. A reputation retired in whispers. The board never called. They didn't need to. I'd already exited. She was still spiraling. I live in a city now where no one knows me. No wife. No promotions. No dinner parties. Just peace. Fresh air. And stillness. Sometimes I picture her staring into a glass, wondering how long I'd known. If I ever truly loved her. If I ever forgave her. She won't find the answer. That version of me burned away the night she said, "My ex is better than you." She mistook my calm for weakness. Now she knows. The quiet ones don't crack. They calculate. They wait. And when they walk away, they do it in a way you feel forever. Every morning she wakes up pretending she won. Final line. I wasn't leadership material. I was a board.